NASA's moon landing on July 20th, 1969 was an extraordinary achievement and a significant milestone in human history. Landing humans on the moon was a remarkable technological achievement, a demonstration of what human ingenuity and perseverance can accomplish. It was the culmination of years of research, development, and testing of new technologies, including the Saturn V rocket and the lunar module. The moon landing allowed scientists to collect and study moon rocks, which helped them better understand the moon's composition and its origins. The mission also provided a wealth of new data about the Earth-Moon system and helped improve our understanding of the solar system as a whole. Interestingly, in recent years, scientists have come forward and detailed what happened during the original launch. The former head of a secret government program, whose task it was to investigate mysterious sightings, came forward with bold claims. They told several media outlets that advanced life may exist. They further said that millions of dollars has been put into the research of exotic technologies affiliated with unidentified aerial phenomena. These headlines caught the attention of many around the world, as for the last 80 years, people have been coming forward with their encounters with mysterious lights in the sky. Some have said, if you're going to believe any reports of mysterious aircrafts, you might as well trust those coming from the men who have actually been to space. The list of those who have made claims of sightings includes Edgar Mitchell, Cady Coleman, and Dr. Brian O'Leary. Buzz Aldrin has also talked about his own experience on board the Apollo 11 module and said the crew saw something flying alongside them. At first, they thought it was the final stage of the detached rocket, until Mission Control confirmed it was 6,000 miles away. Dr. Brian O'Leary, former NASA astronaut, said the following: "There is abundant evidence that we are being contacted, that civilizations have been visiting us for a very long time, that their appearance is bizarre from any kind of traditional materialistic Western point of view, that these visitors use the technologies of consciousness. They use toroids. They use co-rotating magnetic disks for their propulsion systems that seem to be a common denominator of the phenomenon." End quote. After the dawning of the space race, humanity continued very little projects into that of space exploration, and instead used the majority of funds for continued space research. Due to this new initiative, it became imperative for space agencies to establish permanent space stations in space to help with continuing research projects and plans. This led to the creation of the International Space Station, which can be used by all nations and governments in a joint effort to further research in all areas. Of course, attempting to understand a brave new frontier comes with a variety of strange and mysterious circumstances that researchers are still trying to better understand. Though NASA continues to deny a variety of theories surrounding the legitimacy of strange findings and mysterious footage, it appears there are pieces of evidence of strange aircrafts that are so overwhelmingly obvious that NASA has refused to even comment on the subjects. Some examples come straight from that of the continuous live footage of the International Space Station. For those that are unaware, the International Space Station has a variety of cameras to monitor spacewalks and other areas that need to be under 24-hour surveillance. This has allowed the agency to play the live footage on internet shows, websites, and live television broadcasting to help build up an interest in space, gather footage for people to see, or to even take up watching time on the public broadcasting network for the United States under the NASA administration. Recently, there have been numerous events where footage of strange objects floating in the distance has led many to believe it's extraterrestrial in origin. After such incidents are spotted, the footage will later be removed or edited, the live feed will be cut, or the entire incident will be completely ignored by NASA. Recently, these changes have become so apparent that NASA has admitted that the majority of the live feed broadcasted as being live is actually much older than many people believe. In fact, there have been several proven instances by the British broadcasting company of the NASA live footage having been old footage from 2015 played during a 2018 live broadcast. Not only has this helped to build up beliefs by people around the world that there seems to be direct evidence of efforts made to cover up advanced life forms, but it also seems to be direct evidence used by believers that something mysterious is going on. NASA admits that the original moon landing tapes got erased. In 1969, one of the most significant scientific advancements of modern history was made, as man first stepped foot on the moon. Despite the clear importance of such a momentous occasion, the original footage could not be tracked down and was admittedly lost by NASA themselves. In 2005, NASA began to search for the 14 track data tapes that contained and recorded data that was transmitted directly from the moon. When these tapes could not be found, the assumption was that this data had been deleted and the tapes reused after transferring the data elsewhere. This was standard procedure and accepted practice at the time. These tapes included video footage alongside other data collected. On the NASA webpage, the criticism surrounding the sensationalist headlines is addressed, as it's made abundantly clear that this data and information is available and accessible elsewhere. It's only the originals that were not found. The data was passed on to what was the Manned Spacecraft Center, though is now known as the Johnson Space Center, and this was during the mission itself. This, among other locations, recorded the data. However, this questionable cloud had a silver lining. As NASA appeared to be engaged in a battle between the inaccurate headlines of the media, the hunt for the originals overturned higher quality broadcasting containing the video footage. NASA engineer Dick Nafzger and his team stumbled across this find. He said he and his team were desperate to do something for history. Kinescopes were found to have been recorded at the National Archives, and tapes were uncovered that were sent directly from Houston to CBS. Perhaps not in the original form, but the raw data was archived successfully. Following this successful and relieving discovery, NASA began work with a California company to restore and enhance the original footage, improving the definition and image quality, though this also proved to be a problematic move. With a Hollywood company on board, the rumors that the moon landing was faked, staged, or recorded on a military base grew rampant once again. Nafzger said the following: "This company is restoring historic video. It did not tell me where the company was from." End quote. Despite the rich rumors and strange headlines, there does not appear to be missing footage of Apollo 11, simply reformatted and discarded originals. All the information is there.
Aliens could be sucking energy from black holes. One way that we might be able to spot distant extraterrestrials is from their ability to harness the power of black holes, scientists have said in a recent report. The potential that distant alien civilizations could be sucking up the energy from black holes could also mean that we would be able to spot it from millions of miles away. The idea is that a kind of technology that harvests the energy of a black hole could leave traces behind. The evidence of such a technology would exist close by to the black hole's event horizon, which is the threshold at which no matter, not even light, can escape. Some have posited that this scenario could explain examples of plasma flares observed in the past, which have been seen to occur nearby black holes. In fact, a new study published in the journal this year has suggested just that. At the moment, this is all conceptual, but the hope is that eventually we may one day be able to harness such a technology ourselves. Such a possibility could give us a near-endless supply of energy, even if the nearest black hole is over 1,000 light-years away. In a closer time scale, astrophysicists are hopeful that a distant, advanced civilization might use similar energy-capturing methods. Luca Camiso, an astrophysicist from Columbia University, as well as co-author of the recent study, said that the most important stage now is to determine what this sort of energy extraction might look like from great distances, such as from Earth. In a statement to Live Science, Camiso said that it's this exact line of questioning that could help us find far-away alien civilizations. "We have only done the physics in this paper," he said, "but I am now working with a colleague of mine to apply this to reality, to look for civilizations, to try to see what kind of signal you would need to look for." Kepler 70b is hotter than our Sun. We have several methods that we can use to track down exoplanets using varying techniques and equipment. Some of these methods include relying on radial velocity, planetary transits, gravitational microlensing, and pulsar timing. These can all get the job done and clue us in to just where we might find an exoplanet lying, though some methods are easier to use and generally more reliable, namely using planetary transits. Whilst NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite is perhaps the main satellite doing the job, it was by no means the first technology of its kind set up to track planetary transits. Back in 2009, NASA launched the now retired Kepler Space Telescope specifically to look for exoplanets roughly the same size as Earth. The telescope uses a photometer to assess how bright stars are. This can be helpful as when a star has regular dips in how bright it is, it can show a planet passing in front of the star in its orbit, indicating that there is indeed an exoplanet orbiting the star. Now, astronomers are able to take this research one step further and use the specific details and small changes in the light to figure out all sorts of information about the candidate planet, including the mass, the speed, the size, and the orbit. This is a useful process, and it is not foolproof as there are other occurrences that can result in the momentarily dimmed brightness of a star, such as sunspots or asteroids passing in front. Overall, the Kepler Space Telescope was a success, mapping out the location of 2,662 exoplanets during its lifetime, from 2009 until 2018. One of the systems confirmed to be found by the Kepler Space Telescope was Kepler 70b, a small planetary system. This had a subdwarf B star, Kepler 70, with two exoplanets, Kepler 70b and Kepler 70c, orbiting it. These exoplanets are both gas giants, not unlike Saturn or Jupiter in our own solar system. Of these two exoplanets, one has been discussed and spoken of much more frequently. We have tried to find conditions like Earth. We have found some far more extreme on Kepler 70b. Let us delve into why Kepler 70b has conditions quite as extreme as it does. The answer lies in the exoplanet's past. The Kepler 70 star was once a main sequence star, albeit 18.4 million years ago as it turned into a red giant stage of the star life cycle. The star pulled the two planets in, engulfing them, swallowing them. We do not know how the two exoplanets somehow managed to survive this experience or whether or not they had an impact upon the star itself. What we do know, however, is that somehow, against all odds, there are two exoplanets that have had any sort of atmosphere they might have once had torn away and are left as two burning hot cores. The sky-high temperatures of Kepler 70b, due to the lack of atmosphere, the incredibly close distance to its host star Kepler 70, the hot conditions of Kepler 70 itself, and its orbit taking just 345 minutes compared to Earth's 365 days, all make it clear that there is not likely life lurking on this exoplanet. The conditions of this exoplanet are fascinating. Exoplanets might only seem interesting when they may contain life. To gain more of an insight into how the different planets and stars without our universe has formed is invaluable information. Astrophysicist discovers numerous multiple star systems with exoplanets. The search for life outside of Earth is so relentless because there are so many possibilities beyond our own solar system. In fact, there are thousands of other stars besides our Sun with planets in orbit around it, including more than 4,000 exoplanets. This number greatly increases the odds of finding extraterrestrial life, and it seems that the number of exoplanets is only growing. Dr. Marcus Muggrauer, an astrophysicist with Friedrich Schiller University Jena, has recently discovered and characterized several previously unknown star systems containing exoplanets, and his published study has sent waves through the astronomical community. To obtain these results, Muggrauer searched through 1,300 host star systems in the search for hidden companion stars associated with the host star. He explained his process by saying, "Multiple star systems are very common in our Milky Way. If such systems include planets, they are of particular interest to astrophysics, because the planetary systems in them can differ from our solar system in fundamental ways." Essentially, Muggrauer was searching for the vicinity of thousands of already known host stars in the hopes that they would have an associated companion star that also had orbiting exoplanets. He used the Gaia Space Telescope operated by the European Space Agency in his search, which ultimately turned up fascinating results due to the precise data that he was able to collect. Muggrauer's search revealed the previously hidden existence of over 200 companion stars. The data that he collected allowed him to precisely categorize these new discoveries, which spanned a wide variety as to type and distance. Most of the companion stars varied considerably in their mass, temperature, and evolutionary stage, and some were located up to 1,600 light-years away from the Sun. The team also discovered that, although most of the study's star systems with associated exoplanets were two-star systems, there were a significant amount that were arranged in a hierarchical triple-star system, and even one that appeared to be a quadruple star system. The distance that these companion stars are from each other was also heavily studied, as they could tell us information about how planets are formed under different gravitational influences. They discovered that, of the distances investigated, 15% of stars have at least one companion star, which is a much lower frequency than expected. These companion stars are also up to 5 times further apart than normal systems. McGraw says, these two factors taken together could indicate that the influence of several stars in a star system disrupts the process of planet formation as well as the further development of their orbits. In addition, we will combine the results with those of an international observational campaign, which we are currently conducting on the same topic at the Perennial Observatory of the European Southern Observatory in Chile. We will then be able to investigate the precise influence of stellar multiplicity on the formation and development of planets. One thing is for sure, this astonishing discovery is sure to lead to even more discoveries about the universe in the very near future. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.